All right. How are you feeling about all these injuries to the Packers, by the way?
I mean, it sucks. Wait, are we live?
Yeah, we're live.
Oh, hello everyone. Sorry. Um, no, honestly, I mean, it sucks just because it's like the Thursday game. I've been waiting
Yeah.
for this game to like kind of prove that we are better than the Cardinals,
Yep.
and now we'll never know. I mean, JJ Watt is out. DeAndre Hopkins might be out.
We've been
Davante
talking.
Adams
We've had
confirmed.
this game like circled on the calendar for like weeks now. Ever
Yeah,
since
yeah.
basically, I think since like week 4, because we were kind of like, oh, we don't know how good the Cardinals really are. It could be like a fluke thing, and also like we don't know. At that point, we were like, okay, the Packers had that big loss week 1, and then they've been really good ever since. So we needed to see how good they really were, and it was like, okay, like week, was it what week are we in? Week 9?
9, I think.
Week 9 is like, okay, we circle it. Let's see how good these two teams are, and it's like both teams are banged up, and I would say the Green Bay Packers have definitely drawn the short straw in terms of injuries here. I mean, Cardinals have lost J.J. Watt, which is a big miss, but Davante Adams is a hole which you cannot fill. One J.J. Watt, I think you can kind of fill on the defensive side because you got so many other weapons around them, but Davante Adams, you could plug whoever you want in there, and it wouldn't fill the hole that he's leaving behind. And then there's who else is on COVID reserve?
Lazard.
Yeah,
Um,
Lazard. After such big
which
games as well, which sucks. Like
yeah,
it's like they're playing so well, and then yeah,
especially like to me, I feel like I mean, you clearly disagree. By the way, let's address the elephant in the room. The reason why I'm wearing this, I am sick. I don't want you guys to look at my eyes all teary. It's not that I'm crying. It just sucks. But
Gabbo's actually just super high, and he doesn't want to be live.
thick and thin, everyone. I'm here still. Um. Anyway, what I was saying is, I actually feel like the JJ Watt down is a bit more heavy than Adams out, just because I know I trust Rogers quite a bit,
mm,
and I know he still has the connection with Randall Cobb there.
right.
So I think Randall Cobb. I know it's not the same wide receiver type, but I think this is going to be a game where Amari Rogers pops off and shows that, hey, I'm better than MVS, and
Yeah.
I deserve to be the third wide receiver behind Lazard, if not over Lazard.
I mean, it's
Excuse me.
the biggest opportunity ever against
Yeah.
the only undefeated team left, and you should be the number 1 target.
Absolutely. And at the same time, I saw you picked him up. I also picked him up in another league that I have Mark Andrews on by,
Mm,
Robert Tunyon.
yeah,
I mean, at the end of the day, this guy's going to
yeah.
get 5
He had a
receptions.
good week last week as well, so
He
it's
did.
like
I
a
mean,
perfect coming into the week.
it sucks because it's like his back days, like his previous weeks have all been like 1.1 point,
Mm,
12, 13, then 1.1 point, then 12, 13.
yeah,
But this one is kind of like that one that like it kind of has to be 12.
right.
And without JJ Watt, it's gonna be a bit less pressure on Aaron Rodgers to throw the ball.
Yeah,
So Aaron Jones is probably gonna have a good game, a big game. Um, I still expect the Packers to win. Actually, that's my money line pick. I would stay away from it. I don't even want to touch this game with any a 10-foot pole.
yeah,
But I think this comes down to which quarterback can actually excel with any wide receivers. I know Kyler Murray, if Hopkins is out, he still has AJ Green, Christian Kirk, and,
yeah,
and Rondell Moore, but like not having DeAndre Hopkins to pull that threat, we'll get to see.
yeah, exactly. Yeah, it's gonna be an interesting game, but one which we wish was everyone was healthy on, because that's when you see the Packers losing this game, whether it's by 20 or 3, is kind of like a moot point because they're not healthy. Like they're missing so many players. It's not like they're missing 1 or 2. It's like they're missing their like legit best player aside from Rodgers. But it sucks. But yeah, I guess we'll see. It'll be interesting. Like I feel as though this is like Aaron Rodgers like game, because he can say I don't have to rely on Devontae Adams to be great. I can be great
Yep.
with literally an aging Randall Cobb, a rookie in Amari Rogers. Aaron Jones is very good. I think he's gonna be catching a lot more balls
Yeah.
today. I would be surprised seeing him line up as like a slot wide receiver sometimes with AJ Dillon in the back. That's what I would do. He's a fairly good catcher of the ball, and they're lacking that kind of like presence of three of their main guys catching the ball. So
I agree.
who knows? It's definitely going to be a good game. We'll jump into the game probably a bit later, go into some prop bets and whatnot if Gabo's feeling okay. Let's get on to the tier list though, because that's what we do on Thursday nights. We can start at the bottom. Let's move the Texans out of trash of the week for now and leave that space open. And yeah, we can kind of like start with the Texans and the
trash?
Jets. Yeah. Well, I mean, we can start with the trash. Yeah, let's start with the trash. Go for it. Who is your pick of the week?
Oh man, I mean, I feel like it'd be a very big claim to say the Chiefs are the trash of the week. I mean, they scored 3 points against the Titans, so they did play trash.
Yeah.
But I don't know if I'd still consider them trash just because they're the Chiefs, you know?
Yeah.
By that same logic, Ravens looked pretty bad, but to me, that's more on the Bengals side than it is on
Yeah.
Ravens. I think
Yeah.
the Bengals are a really, really good team.
Yeah.
Um, so I'll remove those two and I'll say two more. I'll say the Bears,
Yeah.
who looked atrocious against the Buccaneers, completely lost, and the Panthers. Panthers looked horrible. Even the Jets
Horrible.
allowing 54 points, but that's kind of expected. You know, Panthers losing to the Giants 25-3 was a little overwhelming. And I believe you also lost a bet to that, no?
Yeah, I did. The classic one team that lets me down. One of
And
my
it's the
kind of like
weirdest one.
surer bets as well. It was like the one that I didn't really coming into it. I was like, oh, this is gonna be easy. Like it's the Giants. Funny thing though that three teams. So it was the Panthers, the Chiefs, and the Bears. All only scored 3 points this week, which is like kind of crazy considering how we kind of consider the Chiefs as a high power offense. The Bears have definitely the weapons to score, and the Panthers at the beginning of the season were really, really like a high power offense and looked really good, and still have huge weapons like DJ Moore. And they all only scored 3 points. Even the Texans at 5 points, not many more, managed to score more, and against the
For the safety.
best team in the league maybe in the Cardinals. So yeah, who are you gonna pick one of those teams? Who are
I
you gonna put down?
I think I'm not surprised the Bucks shut down a team.
Yeah,
I'm more surprised that the Giants did.
yeah,
And I think we're expecting a lot more from Sam Darnold, and more we turn to rely that they need Christian McCaffrey, and Sam Darnold needs to remember that he's no longer in a Jets,
yeah,
a Jet, you know.
yeah,
And that on top of your bet, I'm more than
yeah,
happy to put the Panthers
yeah,
down there.
yeah. I would put the Panthers down there too. They after week 3, we kind of had such high expectations. That's when they went from kind of the ear gross into the baddish, and I think at one point they were an underdog contender in this tier list anyway. But they've just dropped 4-5 games in a row now, I think. They've just gone from high expectations or mediocre expectations to they should be an ear gross because they just lost to the Giants, and yeah, here we are. So we can move on to the next bit. We can mess around with the ew gross. Texans lost to the Cardinals. We all kind of like knew that. The Jets got absolutely smoked by the
By the
Patriots. They did not look good at all. Zach Wilson out for this week, which I don't know if that makes them worse or better or stays the same. It's kind of.
Well, I think better with Joe Flacco. I think they're gonna be a bit better.
Oh, you think Joe Flacco is going to start then?
Yeah. I mean, they
Yeah.
traded for him.
They did, yeah,
And
but I don't think they had a quarterback behind White. I don't think so. I don't know if he was going to start and Flacco was going to back him up. I assume not
Okay.
because you wasted trade capital to
Yeah.
get him. So yeah, Joe Flacco. I think he will be steadying the ship a bit more than Zach Wilson. I expect far less interceptions. Who are they playing this week? The Jets. The Jets.
Dolphins? No.
I don't know.
Bengals.
Bengals.
Yeah,
Yeah,
good
that's an L then.
That's an L.
Don't matter who you put in quarterback there.
I I mean, who do you put the Jets up against for you to say it's a dub?
Texans maybe.
Okay, all right,
Maybe
all
and
right, all right.
I think that's like I think that's
Like
I
a
think the
coin
Texans
cost.
might I think the Texans might actually win that. So
That's hilarious.
yeah, I don't
Okay,
know.
so I mean these bottom tier lists. I mean, Lions lost. I guess they put up an initial fight against the Rams, but still winless.
Yeah, I put the
Jets
Texans
got
above the
smoked.
Detroit Lions and Jets because they won a game, and they're without their quarterback still. Although Mark Ingram is now not the lead running back, he's at in the New Orleans Saints now, so that's going to hurt the running game quite significantly. So we'll see what
Yeah, I
happens
mean,
there.
not much to do. I mean, we didn't between these three teams. Bleh,
Yeah,
like
Jags didn't
nothing.
play. Jags didn't play.
Jackson in play, so we got to leave him
Uh,
there.
Giants
Giants
win.
beat.
Big win. I'd put them. I think Miami has to come down all the way
Yeah,
to the Jags. And then we leave the Falcons and Giants there. I think Falcons had a decent win. Um,
I
yeah,
agree. I think with Kyle Pitts showing up,
yeah, big time.
uh,
He's becoming a big
that
time
that
player.
I'm here. Yeah, yeah.
And Calvin Ridley's back.
Dolphins.
That makes a huge difference. Having
Back.
Calvin Ridley back, you're not going to Kyle Pitts and Cordell Patterson, 9 times out of 10. You've got a huge, huge talent in Calvin Ridley. So I like that you gross tier. I don't think we should drop anyone from the next tier.
Dolphins just
So
keep dropping, so
yeah,
that'll.
Dolphins just suck. I mean, next weekend it is Texans versus Dolphins. This is going to be a big game though because November
Yep.
2nd is the trade deadline. Will we see Deshaun Watson go to Miami and then see, Miami might explode with Deshaun Watson at the helm? Next week is Texans versus Miami, so Deshaun Watson could make his first appearance against the Texans, which would be massive.
So do you think it's actually happening? Because I heard that Dolphins' expectation is that they're only gonna go for Deshaun Watson once all the legal stuff is solved or
Um,
whatever.
in my head, if they do that, they have to pay more for him. That's what I think. His draft status will become higher if they don't take the risk on him now. If he is cleared and everything is settled, that makes him available to play. He has no convictions. He has nothing. He's just a star, all pro quarterback, who is very young. So if I'm the Dolphins, I would do it now. But who knows? I expect Brandon Cooks probably to be moved on also from the Texans. Um, you know,
Where?
I'll, anywhere that needs a wide receiver, I wouldn't be surprised. Uh,
True.
who could we see? I mean, Green Bay for one. Green Bay
Oh,
would be a nice one. Bills, I could
you
see him
know
going
what?
to.
That
Ravens. There's a lot of teams who have like who are elite teams, but if they got that like second wide receiver in, like Devontae Adams and Brandon Cooks would be amazing. Stephon Diggs and Brandon Cooks would be amazing. Marquise Brown and Brandon Cooks would be amazing. Like I would say the Titans as well, but they already have Julio and AJ Brown. Maybe in
yeah.
the slot, Brandon Cooks would be amazing too. So if I'm the Texans, I trade him to a team who needs a second wide receiver. He's clearly not happy. He put up a tweet saying something along the lines of like, "What the fuck was happening?"
Oh, really?
Yeah, when Mark Ingram got traded, he was not happy. So he said he's sick of this shit. That was a quote.
Oh,
So
wow.
so you can see he's clearly not happy. So uh,
No,
I want
I would love Brandon Cooks with
yeah,
opposite
absolutely,
Adams.
absolutely,
That'd be amazing. Okay.
yeah,
Well, I'm okay leaving the Falcons above the Giants.
yeah.
Um, let's look at badish.
Broncos,
I think okay. Broncos stink.
yeah.
I'm more than happy to
Made
just
it close though. Made it close last Thursday night, 3-point game. But again, the Browns were
against the
without
defeated
Baker
Browns.
Mayfield. Yeah, and yeah,
No Chubb, no Hunt. Like
sure. But Dearness
um,
Johnson had an amazing game. He
he
had an
did. He
amazing
did.
game.
He
So
really, really did. I
yeah, we can
definitely
leave
picked
the
the wrong one.
Broncos at the bottom, man, because they didn't win. They didn't
Yeah.
they didn't seem to like be on the cusp of winning either. The Browns looked relatively comfortable throughout. I don't think they were ever winning, the Broncos. They were always behind. So
Yeah.
they didn't make it close. The scoreline kind of flattered them there.
Yeah,
And then we have the Eagles who got smacked by the Raiders. I wouldn't
the
move them
Raiders.
either.
I wouldn't move him either.
Where do we go?
I
Saints.
think I think what I do here is I'd probably put the Saints above Washington.
Right.
I wasn't too impressed with the Saints. I do enjoy that they finally, they keep just throwing it to Kamara and letting it go. And now with Mark Ingram back,
Yeah.
that's gonna be a bit more of a relief for Kamara.
Yeah.
Hopefully, doesn't take too many shares and targets for
Yeah.
Kamara owners. I don't think
But
so.
I was listening and someone made that point, like what happens to Kamara, as if like a huge running back was coming in. But Kamara has now become a massive PPR, you know, pass catching running backs.
Yeah,
So he is not solely relying on those carries like he was a year ago, 2 years ago. Um, Mark Ingram
but
will
even then,
take the brunt of the hits now. I think this is good long term for Kamara owners. He's not Derrick Henry. He's not someone who can charge through the defense time and time and time again. He's not a 6'8", 250-pound guy. He is very much on the smaller side of running backs.
that's true.
Can't take those hits. Mark Ingram is very much built like a brick wall and can like really run the ball. Kamara can kind of like get those big plays nailed down. So I think it's a good thing. I think it's a good thing. Fewer touches maybe, but in the long run, healthier and better. So
Yeah,
yeah.
and I mean, it's not like when they were back together like a long time ago. It's not like Kamara wasn't producing either.
Oh right, yeah, for
So,
sure. Yeah,
and this is a much older Ingram, so
yeah, exactly.
with a different quarterback. So we're also not gonna know what the
Yeah,
hell's gonna
yeah.
go
So
on.
I put them about Washington. Washington, aside from the first quarter, didn't do anything. The first quarter they
Yeah,
kept it close, and then afterwards, like you said in the group chat, like the Packers just
yeah.
ended them. So
I do I do wanna raise the Patriots a tier though.
you do?
They've been up here. I don't think they're baddish anymore. I think Mac Jones is proving so much with Bill Belichick, and I think I know they just beat the Jets by 50 points. I get that, but I don't know. They just seem a lot more, like their identity is back.
Yeah,
I mean, you have Damian Harris running the ball a lot more than you have on the guy. What's is it? Ramondre Stevenson? No. Um, there's another guy. Can't remember his name. More like the pass catching running back, and you have Jacoby Myers who can't get his touchdown for the life of his.
yeah,
And the defense is doing quite well.
yeah.
Um, look, I'm not saying they're a team to be like terrified of, but
No,
I feel like they've earned their place out of badish, at least for now.
I would agree. I mean, remember the Titans lost against the Jets. The Jets are not a good team, but they can they can do some damage, I guess. Putting up
Sure.
54 points against the Jets and making them look like the helpless team that they are uh is good. So, yeah, I would agree with that. Colts got absolutely absolutely smoked the 49ers in the end.
Yeah,
Um,
no, yeah, they did. I
yeah,
mean,
yeah,
it sucks because Michael Pittman Jr. Oh my God. So first of all, like I told you, I lost to that two catch from DK Metcalf. But
yeah,
before that, she had my boss had DK Metcalf and Michael Pittman Jr. and Pittman had nothing the entire game because it was rainy, the weather was horrible.
yeah, yeah,
Um, and I look and he was like at 5 points by third quarter. I'm like, perfect, perfect. I just like DK Metcalf. There's no way DK gets like 20 or 30 points.
yeah,
I'm good here. And then I go back. I start looking. Okay, he's back at 10. This is quarter four. Like I can take 10. That's fine. So I kept on playing video games or whatever. And then I'm like, you know what? Val went to bed. I'm gonna go check what's going on with this game. I'm in bed, just watching the end of the game. I turn it on. What I see is Michael Pittman catching the ball in the end zone. I so fuming. Like I was like, how is it possible that the second I open the computer, I haven't watched the entire game. I've just been following it.
yeah,
The second I open the freaking computer, he scores. So I
yeah.
put it down away. I'm like, screw it. Hopefully, if I put it down, they'll put a flag and it'll come back. No, it
Yeah.
never happened.
Yeah, I mean, 105 yards on 4 receptions is quite
Ridiculous.
quite efficient to say the least. So
Oh, I
yeah,
mean those were her receivers. I mean, she
yeah,
had DK on the other side, 2 receptions and like 90 plus yards.
yeah, that's
Ridiculous.
crazy. Yeah, I mean the 49ers, I ever since preseason, I always thought they were a bad team, but man, they stink. They are not a good team. They are not a good team. I think we're gonna have to bring them down eventually. Yeah,
I
Colts.
mean,
I think what we can do here is personally, I would bring down the Seahawks. Seahawks are bad, man. I know Russ is not there, but we don't know how long Russ is out for. When Russ is back, we can always move them back once he proves it to us. But they gotta go down. I would agree with that. Bengals. I think they go up a tier, man. I think the Bengals
I
gotta go up a
love that.
tier.
I've been waiting for that. I think this
Yeah,
is the real deal. We're
yeah, it
finally
is. I mean,
believing.
top of their division, man.
Yeah,
Top of their
they're the
division.
real deal. I would agree with this. I would bring this 49ers down,
Yeah,
like
I
we said,
would.
the whole tier.
Yeah.
Um,
I maybe
again,
put Chicago down below the Colts as well, though.
yeah, I was just gonna say that too.
Yeah. And the
Steelers
Steelers didn't
didn't play.
play, so we can't say anything about the Steelers. Who do the Steelers play this week? Browns. That's a big game. That's a big game, I think. Because the Browns do look pretty sucky, to be honest with you. The
Okay,
Browns are looking
so
browny.
tell me this. Help me feel a bit better about my pickup. So last week in the same league against my boss, I had 5 buys and I only have 5 bench. So I'm okay with actually losing because most of my players were on bench on buy. But I had to drop my defense. It was either drop my defense or my kicker, and I told you I had Tyler Bass as my kicker, who is constantly getting me like 10 plus points. So it's like makes no sense. But I had to drop a defense because I had the Cowboys and they were on bye. I dropped the Cowboys. I was like, okay, no one's gonna pick him up. I can just pick him up next waiver where it's fine. Turns out somebody did like 2 days later. Somebody that already had the Steelers defense and the Saints defense. They traded away the Saints defense. But
Yeah.
I was whatever. So they picked up the Cowboys. Now they're starting. They dropped the Pittsburgh Steelers defense. I went ahead and put a 5 fab on the Pittsburgh Steelers defense because I believe in it. I've trusted in everything you said. I don't care who they're up against. They'll still get you those sacks, those
Yeah, they will.
interceptions.
Yeah, they will.
So what do you think
100%.
about my overspending on Steelers given the rest of the schedule?
5 FAAB fab is not much. Is not much at all. I think it's worth it to pick up a decent team who you're probably not going to drop again this season unless, TJ Watt is out and the rest
Yeah.
of the blitzing crew. Yeah, I like that. I just never understand people who have more than one defense
Me neither.
on their team on redraft unless they have a bye week in which they're just streaming a defense and they want to sit like an elite. Like for me, for example, I have the Bills defense, the number 1 defense, scoring more points than like 3rd round picks right at the moment. So I didn't want to drop them. So I can't remember who I dropped, bottom tier player, and benched them. But then I dropped the Packers straight away after the weekend, even though they played well.
Yeah.
But
No, I get it.
yeah,
I don't understand
it's
getting
weird. It's weird. It's kind of like the same as people having like 2 top tier quarterbacks, like
quarterback.
using a huge. There's one guy in our league who has like Tom Brady and Patrick Mahomes. Like, what a waste! Like, trade one of those guys away for like a top player and another part for another part of
and
your
then
team. It's like you're playing. You can only play one. You can't play both. You're just hoarding it
yeah,
otherwise. So it makes no sense.
no, and like the other guy, one of my other buddies that he's in that same league, he has Aaron Rodgers, Justin Herbert, and then he had another quarterback, can't remember.
Crazy. Makes no sense.
And I'm like, no, and I asked him like, how come? I mean, you're gonna start Herbert over Rodgers constantly, not anymore, but earlier, like in the first few weeks, you would have started Herbert over Rodgers.
Yeah.
Why do you need Rodgers? I guess now it makes sense, but why do you need the third quarterback?
Yeah.
And he's like, oh, it's for trading. I'm not gonna trade a quarterback for you. I'm fine with Tom Brady in the 10th
Yeah.
round.
Yeah.
I'm fine with Ryan
And I'm
Tannehill.
fine, and I'm also fine with picking up on my. I've got Matthew Stafford, who's finally picking up. I think he's the 6th best quarterback now, or 8th. I can't remember, one of the two. And I'm fine with picking up Big Ben or Daniel Jones or Baker Mayfield for a bye week. Like it's a bye week. Who cares? It's 1 week. Like that's
you
fine
got
with
Mac
me. I'm
Jones.
not gonna trade for Justin Herbert, give away some crazy good player for that. It just I don't understand that at all. So
And I'm also not giving him the satisfaction.
yeah, of course, yeah. Because in my head, that's just a wasted draft pick in the end.
It is.
You've wasted
It is.
for 1 week, unless there's an injury, which is it's kind of rare for a quarterback to like get injured. Like you don't ever see Tom Brady going out injured. You don't ever see that
Yeah.
happened. Matthew Stafford, Jared Goff, or
Russell Wilson.
whoever. Yeah, I mean Russell Wilson's injured, yeah, but
Yeah.
that's
But you don't
unfortunate. Yeah,
expect that, yeah.
yeah. It's not like it's not like one of those guys who's constantly on the injury report. Speaking of which, Austin Eckler looks like he's not playing this weekend, so that's kind of gonna hurt a lot of people.
Who is he
Especially coming
playing
off a
against?
bye week. He's not playing after a bye week, so he was injured in that game where he exploded. The
He's
weekend, the
playing
weekend
against the
after,
Patriots.
yeah, the weekend after he didn't put up very good numbers at all. That's when they got absolutely smoked. Then they had the bye week. Then they've had all of this week to train. He's missed 2 practices. Missing a Thursday practice is never good. Now he's going up
Nope.
against the Patriots defense. Austin Eckler looks like he might be falling apart a little bit, so I'd be very wary there.
I mean, it doesn't seem too serious, so I would kind of like
I think
having
it's
him
a hip
as a
injury, so I don't think it's serious either. I think it's more of a nagging injury, one of those where you
but it's
can't play.
yeah. I think he's a great trade candidate, like to go
Yeah,
pick up and try and get a little low. I do think this is great news for us Keenan Allen and Mike Williams owners. I
yeah,
think this is gonna be amazing, especially for Keenan Allen.
yeah.
But we'll see. We'll see how they do.
I wouldn't pick up any of their running backs though. They got Larry Roundtree, Justin Jackson, and is it Justin Kelly? Like
Joshua Kelly, yeah.
Joshua Kelly, sorry. Like none of those guys are appealing. One's a rookie, one has been in the league for a while and has not done anything, and Justin Jackson's just been a constant backup to Eckler
It's
for
gonna be a
ages.
committee.
So
Yeah, it's gonna be a committee and then
yeah,
write the hot hand, and I don't want to
exactly.
bother.
Exactly. Yeah, it's a mess.
Um.
It kind of
All right.
feels a little bit like the Ravens running back. Like once J.K. Dobbins went down, it was like, okay, who has the ball? Is it Freeman? Is it Bell? Is it Latavius Murray? Is it Tyson Williams? Who's
Yeah.
gonna be playing it this week?
Is it Lamar?
Yeah.
Like,
I mean, I think isn't Lamar like the fourth or fifth leading rusher in the league at the moment? I
Oh
think I
really?
read that
I don't know.
somewhere. He's in the top 10, but that's just crazy for like a running back to be a top 10.
Yeah.
So yeah. Okay. Cool. I have a trade question for you later. It's to do with the Green Bay Packers, but we'll get back to that. We'll finish our tiers. Just remind me if I forget.
Okay.
All right. Raiders, Vikings, Browns. I kind of want to keep them all the same
Me too.
because the Vikings didn't play, right?
Nope.
Vikings
They were
didn't play.
on bye.
Raiders played, but I'm still iffy on the Raiders. Bengals are playing very well. The Browns kind of suck right now, but they're 1, so we can't do anything.
And they're also like they're just missing everyone as well.
Yeah, of course. So I'm still I think the Browns are still suspect, but let's leave them as it is.
Yeah.
Kansas
I
City,
would bring
man.
that, yeah, I would bring them down.
I think we
Honestly,
got it finally, right? 3 and
we have
4.
to.
We can't put a 3 and 4 team in a conference contender at the
We
moment.
have to. And 3 points against the Titans, like
Yeah,
3.
yeah.
Pat Mahomes is
Something's happened
stinking, and this is again why you don't draft Pat Mahomes
in the first round. First,
Yeah.
1.1.
1.1. Dear Lord. But yeah, no, I'm more than happy to put the Chiefs here
Yeah.
until they prove us otherwise.
Yeah.
Chargers, they didn't play.
Yeah. Cowboys
Didn't play. Titans,
Tennessee, gotta put them up, baby. Put them up a little bit.
Yeah.
They're
Yeah.
looking so good. These are we had them at the beginning of the season as Super Bowl finalists, and
they're coming back.
they're
and I don't
coming
mind
back
putting them back
finally,
up there.
man. I wouldn't either, but I think it's too. I want to see one more week of the Titans. I just need to be sure because I was so certain at the beginning of the season that they were going to be amazing. They let me down in the first
Sure.
half. They're coming back, although it's their bye week, so I guess we have to wait until week 9. But I'm happy
They play
leaving
against
them.
They're playing against the Colts.
Are they playing against the Colts this week?
Yeah. They're playing against the
Oh,
Colts.
they
so
are.
division
Yeah,
battle.
that's a good one to kind of put them up because I think if they beat the Colts here, they win the AFC South already. Like
True.
I don't see them kind of like losing that many games where they lose the division. So
True.
Titans win. I think we put them up. Bills.
Cool. All right. Bills were on bye.
Yep.
Um,
Green Bay played decent. I mean,
Packers were on-
we could just put for the rest of them. I don't think we can move any of these guys. They all played good. They all played.
I'll still make the point that I even though the Bucks lost to the Rams, I still think the Bucks are the best team in the league.
Yeah.
But
I think you
again,
can say
they
that
all-
for any of those 5, though. Like you can make the debate that the Bills, the
True.
Packers, the Cardinals, the Bucks, or the Rams are one of the best team, or
True.
it's so difficult at this moment.
here's my thing. If the Packers beat the Cardinals tonight, I think we need to bump Packers up.
Agreed. Agreed. It's
If
without Adams, 100% agree.
exactly, if the Cardinals beat the Packers, though, I don't. It doesn't change my mind. I don't know
It
if I
doesn't.
don't know if you're the same.
Yeah, I'm the same. I wouldn't put them up either. They're not playing against. Like I said, it feels like they're not playing against the Packers. They're playing against Aaron Rodgers right now. They're
Yeah.
losing so many offensive weapons. Um, yeah, it's gonna be hard. It's gonna be difficult. Imagine taking away, Chase Edmonds and DeAndre Hopkins and Christian Kirk and another wide receiver from Arizona. Who the hell's left? Like nobody's. I don't know anyone in Arizona left. It's like
I think
AJ
AJ
Green.
Green.
That's
Yeah, I
about
think
it.
AJ
That's
Green.
like their one target. Would they be able to keep up with Devontae Adams and Aaron Jones? Hell no. I don't think so. There's no shot. So that's why I think Arizona do win tonight. But like I said, I'm not taking this game seriously as if like the Packers are in trouble or anything. I mean, they're still going to be top of their division probably, right? I mean, who are the Vikings playing this week? Do you know? The Vikings are playing. Can't see them here.
Cowboys.
Cowboys. That's a
Big game.
big game. That's a big
A
game.
big game.
One which I think they lose.
Yeah, same. Is
But
it in?
I think it's in Minnesota. Not Vikings. Dallas feel like they've been in Dallas for ages. Feels like they've been
Yeah,
playing Dallas every week. But yeah, they're playing at Vikings, I think.
I'll
Yep,
be
they are.
Cowboys.
Yeah. Cool.
All right, so give me your trade first. What's your
Sweet.
your trade
So
question?
I'm trying to. Some people have been asking me about Deshaun. This is Dynasty, by the way. Deshaun Watson in Dynasty. People have been asking me, is he available for trade? I kind of want to trade him. I don't know where he's going to be. I'm kind of in a rebuild. I have 3 first-round picks for next year, so that's how much of a rebuild I have at the moment. And he offered me AJ Dillon and a 3rd-round pick for Deshaun Watson. What do you do? I have Derek Carr and Teddy Bridgewater as my other quarterbacks. I think I'm gonna pick up a rookie quarterback in this upcoming draft. Is AJ Green in a 3rd-round pick worth it? In my head, I'm thinking AJ Green leaves the Packers at some point. He's too good to not to be a backup. So in my mind, I'm thinking for the future, AJ Dillon will be, go to the Texans maybe, or the Jags, or a team that needs, or Miami, a great one, that needs like a solid running back. Who's
Yeah,
an
I
every down
personally
back.
have a lot of trust in AJ Dillon. I think he has the physique and the determination to go far in this league. And like
Yeah.
you said, if he gets the chance with another O line and a lot more rushing time,
Yeah.
I think he's gonna succeed. So it's kind of like what you're banking on. So you're gonna
Right.
bank on AJ Dillon's future.
Yeah.
I think he's his second year.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I think it's his second year, but he looks like a monster, man. He looks like
Yeah,
ready to explode.
at the same time, the second Aaron Jones is down, AJ Dillon's up
Yeah, right.
for grabs. So it's not the worst of handcuffs.
Yeah.
I mean, he did have a crappy 2 fumble week, but
Yeah.
it is what it is.
Yeah.
So it's more like I personally would take the AJ Dillon, especially if I'm in a rebuild mode, because if you're in rebuild mode, then you're okay losing maybe for like next season even.
Yeah.
Uh,
I'm
see
like
where the
2-5 in this league, so I'm not I'm not competing, man.
Yeah,
I'm ready
exactly. No, but I'm
to.
thinking even for next year, like
Yeah.
you're gonna have 3 rookies that all have to prove themselves. So unless you get Najee Harris, the Najee Harrises,
Yeah. Oh, I will.
the
Don't
Justin
worry. I have the
Jeffersons.
worst players pick. So I actually funny. The reason I got all those 1st-round picks is I traded away Aaron Jones. I said if I'm gonna do a rebuild now, I gotta sell Aaron Jones while he's hot. I got 3 1st-round picks for him, plus 2 tight ends. I think. in a
3
wide.
first
Yeah.
round.
Yeah. So I've got. I didn't have my own 1st-round pick, so that's why I kind of thought like I'm in a rebuild. So.
That's
Yeah,
perfect.
so
Then
basically,
get AJ Dillon.
yeah, so basically getting AJ Dillon, 3 1st-round picks, and a 3rd-round pick, and I think it was the backup to George Kittle. I can't remember his name.
Yeah, I know who it is.
Plus for Deshaun Watson and Aaron Jones. So Deshaun Watson's not even playing. We don't even know what's happening with him. I may as well trade him while I can.
That's
So
the
yeah,
thing.
I was
Right now, he
thinking.
has some value of this promising that he's gonna play and start for the Dolphins.
Yeah.
But bear in mind, the Dolphins are not a great team.
Yeah.
They're not
And the
promising
commissioner
either.
could come out and say you're not playing. Like we need to wait
That's the
until this
thing.
is
And
over.
at any time, his legal stuff could go sideways, and
Yeah.
he'll never play again in the rest of his life. So
Yeah. Exactly.
if there's a value, it's before the trade deadline.
100%.
So I would definitely just, you know,
Nice. Okay, well you've convinced me. I thought it was a decent enough trade, but as a Packers fan, I needed your approval. So, yeah,
let that
sweet.
go.
Sweet. So let's go on
Speaking of the
to
Packers,
yeah, let's go. Let's go into this tonight's game. Give me your prediction, your honest prediction. Your what is your brain telling you, not your heart?
my brain is telling
Yeah.
me. I don't know. I just feel like Aaron Rodgers is capable of big things. And I think it doesn't matter who you have in front of him. I mean, not to discredit Devonta Adams whatsoever, but I think he's a man that can give you that winning drive no matter what. He has Randall Cobb, who's he's very comfortable with. Um, and Aaron Jones. I mean, Aaron Jones is like we keep talking about him. He's there to take that pressure off the air game. So
Yeah.
I obviously it's like look, to be fair, Adam like Lazard off. It's not that like okay, it's great. He was having great weeks, but like he's not the second wide receiver that we really want. MVS being out, it's like okay, he's been out for a while, so whatever. So obviously, it's for me, it's only Davante Adams,
Yeah.
and I've seen the Packers play without him. It's not the prettiest, but I think play call and coach and quarterback, it's just all more superior than the Cardinals. And
Yeah.
I'm trying to, maybe I sound objective, maybe I sound subjective, maybe I'm biased as hell, but I think the only thing that's up against us is the fact that we're playing away and we're
Right.
playing in Arizona.
Yeah.
But I don't know. I feel like Kyler could choke. I mean, he's coming out saying you're gonna get two of them. You're either gonna get because Kyler Murray came out saying that one of his favorite quarterbacks to watch was Aaron Rodgers. So he's either gonna choke against his idol or he's gonna pop off against his idol. And this time he doesn't have DeAndre Hopkins to bail him out.
Yeah.
But is DeAndre Hopkins officially out?
I think he is playing. I think he's good to go.
Oh, he's playing.
Yeah.
Damn it. Okay, then maybe that changes my things.
Yeah, but
Uh,
Hopkins is not the Hopkins that we saw at Houston, right? He is not getting the volume that he saw in Houston, where he's getting 150 yards and 3 touchdowns. He is very much the ball is getting
but
spread around a lot.
Yeah, but I still think he does his job and just taking pressure off. Yeah, he's playing. Damn
Yeah,
it. Um, Dang. Okay, that changes a bit of things because it's just the pressure that he takes, even if he has a big game or not. Damn.
yeah,
My heart says Packers, but my brain is inclining to Cardinals. I feel like in our money line, I'm putting the Packers anyway. Kind of have to.
yeah,
It'd be a betrayal if I don't.
yeah. Exactly.
Um,
I mean, I'm not far away from picking the Packers by any means. I'm kind of like the same as you. The great quarterbacks don't need great wide receivers. If you look at Tom Brady in his last couple of years at in New England, who was he throwing to? Like he wasn't really throwing to any superstars. There was no superstar. I mean, Julian Edelman was really the only guy that was a top wide receiver there. He was
not
not.
even the guy was injured
Yeah,
most of his
exactly.
last year.
So this is kind of like Aaron Rodgers, Tom Brady kind of like season where he doesn't have a top wide, not just a game, but a top wide receiver to throw to. So I
And
think
I
he'll be
think
fine.
Amari Rodgers has the potential to be better than Lazard and MVS. So I really do believe in this rookie wide receiver, and he finally has a chance to show it.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, and
will
also
he?
no JJ Watt. There's gonna be less pressure on Aaron. He's gonna have a lot more time with the ball than he otherwise would. And also, I think Chandler Jones is coming off an injury, might not be as quick as he was at the beginning of the season when he had that 5 sack game. So, perhaps it's working a little bit into Green Bay's favor. Kind of like the Cardinals being banged up just as much as Green Bay's offense is
Yeah.
banged up. So, I think perhaps this game really comes down to because that side of the ball where it's Arizona's defense against the Green Bay's offense is like both sides are pretty banged up. It goes to kind of like the Cardinals offense versus the Green Bay Packers defense. How good is the Green Bay Packers defense going to be? Can they turn the ball over? Are they going to be able to get to Kyler Murray? Are they going to be able to stop Hopkins from catching every single ball? I think that's going to be more of the storyline rather than the reverse side of the ball because, like you said, you can trust Aaron Rodgers with whatever. It's
Yeah.
can you stop Kyler Murray?
You know what completely skipped my mind? Who completely skipped my mind? Zach
Who?
Ertz.
Yeah.
playing
Oh,
today.
yeah. 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 So he scored his touchdown, a big touchdown, last weekend, for Arizona. He got his first touchdown. I think he had 3 receptions for 40-ish yards. So
Really?
he looked good plus touchdown. So he looked good. He looked like he was just like clicking straight away, which is fine. That's what they needed, a guy who could kind of like come play right through the middle because all of their wide receivers are down the side. They didn't really have anyone
Yeah.
that cuts across the field and catches the ball. That's how they scored. Zach Ertz cut across the field, caught a touchdown. So yeah, could be dangerous for the Packers, for sure.
Where can I see the lineup? Because I'm looking at the prop bets. Amari Rogers isn't even like
I saw. Well,
either
here's the prop bets to score
Cardinals.
the first touchdown. Aaron Jones is the favorite at plus 650. Then it's James Conner and DeAndre Hopkins plus 800. Kyler Murray plus 1,000. Then Zach Ertz at plus 1,200.
Damn.
Um, actually, Amari Rogers is not listed. Randall Cobb and Robert Tunyon plus 1,400 or 1,400. So yeah, I don't know what
No, I
his.
have it. Quantimus St. Brown. Ugh,
Yeah,
yikes. Look,
I
I'm looking at
actually
the
have.
receiving yards, and
Yeah,
Quantimus St. Brown receiving yards 28.5.
yeah.
That seems
I mean,
low.
I can't remember what my prop bet was. It was a very, very kind of boring one. I was not taking any long shots with this one
Yeah.
today. So I'm taking Green Bay Packers. I don't know if I said this or not, but I'm taking Green Bay Packers spread. Plus 6.5 is too much for Green Bay.
6.5.
Whether they win or lose is a different story, but I think they keep it tight.
Yeah.
I don't see them getting blown out. Aaron Rodgers has too much pride, I think. That Saints game, he's not going to have another one of those. He has maybe one per season, and it was the first week. So, yeah, I put Aaron Rodgers 250 passing yards, DeAndre Hopkins 80 receiving yards, and Aaron Jones 80 plus rushing yards. At 10 to 1, I also put Aaron Rodgers and Kyler Murray 225 passing yards each. Kyler Murray 20 rushing yards. Aaron Jones 50 rushing yards, and DeAndre Hopkins 40 receiving yards. So pretty
Wait, so
safe.
the first one you said 80 yards receiving for DeAndre Hopkins?
80 yards receiving and 80 yards rushing for Aaron Jones. That one's a bit
Damn.
bit more difficult, but I'm hoping the Packers take the lead and kind of just try cruise through this
Yeah.
one, and then Arizona's. I mean, they're very much a throwing team. They like to throw it downfield, get long shots to Christian Kirk and Hopkins, and run the
Okay.
ball in with
So
Connor and Edmonds.
this is the one that I'm looking at. I have so Aaron Jones, the one I had rushing and receiving for 115, and I was like, that's steep.
Wait, say that again.
Rushing and receiving, Aaron Jones 115. I was like, ooh,
That's
that's a
kind of
little.
high. Although
I don't wanna.
he gets around 20, 25 receiving yards per game. Add
Yeah.
that to
I mean, look,
90
the
rushing.
rushing yards, the rushing yards that I have available is 62.5. That's a little easier
Yeah,
given the lack of the absence of Devontae Adams. So what I'm looking to put here is Packers spread plus 10.5. So I'm making it a little bit safer,
yeah,
which still gave me a 1.5. Aaron Jones over 62.5 rushing yards. DeAndre Hopkins over 62.5 receiving yards. Kyler Murray over 274 passing, and Aaron Rodgers over 266 passing.
yeah.
I'm wondering if I should add something with Tunyon or Ertz, maybe like receptions with
I,
Tunyon.
yeah. I mean, you could add both, to be honest. Both over one and a
Robert,
half receptions.
so the thing is, I can't do I hate that I can't do like specific ones. Like I have to take whatever they
Ah,
have.
I see, I
They
see,
have
I
Zach
see.
Ertz 3.5, and they have Robert Tunyon 4.5.
Ooh, tiny at 4.5. I mean, I guess the targets probably should be there with everyone out.
AJ Green 3.5. That seems no, but with DeAndre Hopkins, I don't want to.
Yeah, difficult.
Rondell Moore 2.5. Randall Cobb 4.5.
I'd be more inclined to go Randall Cobb. He is Aaron Rodgers' best friend. There is not really much competition. I would go Cobb over everyone there. It's a long shot. I think it's a long shot, but my gut
Would you
feeling
go
is Cobb.
55.5 receiving yards, or would you go 4.5 receptions?
That's a good question. Oh, that's difficult. I
He's a
think they're
slot
much and
receiver,
such the
right?
same. I think it's pretty much the same. I think he needs 4.5 receptions to get to the 55 yards. So
Yeah.
that's why I'm thinking. That's why I'm thinking that. So I think you're.
Dang.
I
I feel
maybe
like the
go.
yards are
I
big,
think
you
I'd
know?
probably go yards because you could get one catch and go 55 yards, whereas with receptions you really need the volume. There's no other way.
Yeah. Oh, I have a free bet. Let's place it. Let's do it.
But yeah, I think my kind of like bet of the night would be Packers plus 6.5. So we'll see.
Yeah, money line, it's like 3 or something.
Yeah, I don't
All right,
like
well, let's quickly. Who else are we thinking about of fantasy here? Just so I can go prep for the game.
fantasy.
Any specific, players that you would start, sit?
I just don't like this game. I got to be honest with you. This game feels so weird to me. I don't know who to kind of like start sit. I think you could start. I mean Hopkins. Um,
Aaron Jones.
I think you
Sure.
start Edmonds in this game. I feel like Chase Edmonds is going to have a big game, and also James Conner. Either of those guys are good. The rest of the Arizona offense, Christian Kirk, AJ Green, they are either on it or not on it. Like Christian Kirk will have 2 points one week and then 26 points the next week. Um,
True.
I think with Green Bay you can kind of take a shot downfield with Robert Tunyon. I had half a mind to start him this week, but kind of like pussied out. So yeah.
Well, I kind of have to because I have Mark Andrews on by. So I have either Tunyon or Evan Ingram to start.
Oh yeah, that's an easy one. Robert Tunyon, I think will do well. Last week was his coming out week almost for this season because he's just been absolutely nowhere. So let's hope.
So you wouldn't put Chase Edmonds over Kamara, Mixon, or Fournette? No way.
No. He's not on. All
Yeah,
those are tier one
those
kind
are
of
my running
guys.
backs in
Yeah,
this
no,
league.
no.
Okay, so I'm just making sure I don't have any Thursdays on my flex.
Yeah, I don't think I have anyone on my teams playing tonight, so I just gotta sit back and relax and watch football and hope that both
I'm
teams
surprised.
play well.
I'm surprised I don't have Packers players, but I kind of like it because I can enjoy
Yeah,
watching Green Bay
you can
like
instead get
without
pissed
tripping
off at
up.
your gambling, so it works well.
Exactly. All right.
Cool.
Is there anything else you want to talk about? We good?
No
Let's go
man,
watch some
you
football.
you you go relax and take care of
Yeah,
that cold that you have because
I need
it
some
sounds.
water.
Yeah, I feel that. Well,
All right.
yeah, that was fun. Let's enjoy the game. Hopefully we win some money. That's hopefully we don't get absolutely smacked in fantasy. And you and the
Best of
other
luck.
boys will see everyone on Sunday. Unfortunately, I won't be here. But yeah,
Yeah, I'll
enjoy.
see if I can stream. If I can't stream, it'll be tragic, but
I
we'll
know.
figure it out.
Maybe I'll call in. I can be your call-in guest. You'll have a special guest caller, and
Oh,
I'll
no, I meant set
jump
up the
in.
stream.
Oh, yeah. Well, that might be an issue, but we'll
That'd
see.
be tragic. I'll
We'll
figure
see.
it out. Can't be that hard.
All
All right,
right.
everyone. Thank you guys for joining. Peace out.